Good morning. Happy Monday morning, secured entrepreneurs. Miss Aurorah is almost ready to face this day. But before I get into it, I need to make this video for the secured entrepreneurs who have been sending me these videos, these horrific, nightmarish, frightening videos about this central bank money and how we're not going to have any cash. It's total doomsday. And what are we going to do, Miss Aurorah? I want all of the secured entrepreneurs to know that, yes, Miss Aurorah watched all of the videos. All right, Miss Aurorah watched all of the videos. And in this video, I'm going to answer all of the questions, and I'm going to talk to the secured entrepreneurs about what it is that you should be doing right now if you are not, and what it is that you can do in the event that a situation should arise that there is no more paper currency. Can we do that? All right, so for those of you who do not know who I am Miss Aurorah Dey, and this is the Secured Entrepreneur Movement. So the secured entrepreneurs know that I reported that I'm in this weight loss challenge with Michael, right? Why did he tell me over the weekend that he was at a restaurant eating chicken and waffles? So you all know that I'm winning, right? Okay. So this past week, some of these secured entrepreneurs sent me some very disturbing videos where we had some very well-known individuals and some individuals that I have never seen and never heard of. And many of these individuals, they kept naming the same person that I've never heard of a day in my life, making this claim about the central bank digital currency and how the central bank digital currency would replace paper currency. And not only would it replace paper currency, but it would then take away the privacy of United States citizens or people globally. All right. Now, we all know that privacy, there's not too much of it anyway. So I'm watching these videos and I'm saying, okay, some of this is really frightening. And we all know that when people make these kinds of videos, it's really to make you afraid enough to do whatever it is that they are trying to get you to do. It's some fear-based something. So what they're going to do is give you some history of things that are true, things that have happened in history. So these things that they told you in the video, yes, some of these things are true. And then they bring it up to date to whereas, and this is what's going to happen now. This is what's planned to happen now. And look what's going on. Check out what they have going on now. And then they tell you, and this is the solution. Now, in all of the videos that you sent to Miss Aurorah, each of the videos, the solution in the videos was for you to begin to invest in some type of cryptocurrency. So now, Miss Aurorah is going to get on that with the secured entrepreneurs, okay? Because there's so much missing in what you all are emailing to me. So the first thing I want to address in this video is exactly what the central bank digital currency is according to the Federal Reserve website. Now, last year, I kid you not, and I wish I had taken a screenshot of this. Last year, when this whole thing first started surfacing and people started sending me emails about it last year, I went to federalreserve.gov and I put in CBDC, okay, central bank digital currency. And the screenshot, the information that came up then said that there was not a decision made, okay? There was not a decision made, okay? Now, I'm going to get to something in this video in a minute that also says that. So that backs up what I saw previously, right? That at that time, there was not a decision made about central bank digital currency, right? But now when you go to federalreserve.gov, they have a whole question and answer situation as to what CBDC is. So I want to let the secured entrepreneurs know exactly what is going on as far as what the Federal Reserve has to say about CBDC. So here on the Federal Reserve website, look, it says, what is central bank digital currency? A CBDC is a digital form of central bank money that is widely available to the general public. Central bank money refers to money that is a liability of the central bank. And we all know that whatever doesn't make money is a liability, okay? So all money is a liability until it makes money. We do know that. In the United States, there are currently two types of central bank money: physical currency issued by the Federal Reserve and digital balances held by commercial banks at the Federal Reserve. While Americans have long held money predominantly in digital form, for example, in bank accounts, payment apps, or through online transactions, a CBDC would differ from existing digital money available to the general public because a CBDC would be a liability of the Federal Reserve, not of a commercial bank. Okay. The second, will a U.S. CBDC replace cash or paper currency? The Federal Reserve is committed to ensuring the continued safety and availability of cash and is considering a CBDC as a means to expand safe payment options, not to reduce or replace them. Now, this is what the Federal Reserve is saying today. Now, as of today, they don't intend for the CBDC to replace cash. Anything can change, okay? All right. Has the Federal Reserve decided to create a CBDC? The Federal Reserve issued money and payments, the US dollar in the age of digital transformation, as a first step in fostering a broad and transparent public dialogue about CBDCs in general and about the potential benefits and risks of a US CBDC. The paper is not intended to advance any specific policy outcome, and no decisions have been made at this time. The Federal Reserve has made no decision on issuing a central bank digital currency and would only proceed with the issuance of a CBDC with an authorizing law. Testifying before the House Financial Services Committee in March 2023, Chair Powell said a central bank digital currency is something we would certainly need congressional approval for. Okay, next. Why is the Federal Reserve considering a CBDC now? The Federal Reserve is charged with promoting monetary and financial stability and the safety and efficiency of the payment system and is studying how a CBDC could improve on an already safe and efficient U.S. domestic payment system. So they're saying, hey, our payment system is already safe, but we may need a little bit of help. I don't know. Secured entrepreneurs, comment below, because this is what's being said on their website. What can we do? Okay. So now here we go. What are the potential benefits of a CBDC? A CBDC could potentially offer a range of benefits. For example, it could provide households and businesses a convenient electronic form of central bank money with the safety and liquidity that would entail. Give entrepreneurs a platform on which to create new financial products and services, support faster and cheaper payments, including cross-border payments, and expand consumer access to the financial system. What are the risks of a CBDC? A CBDC could pose certain risks and raise a variety of important policy questions, including how it might affect financial sector market structure, the cost and availability of credit, the safety and stability of the financial system, and the efficiency of monetary policy. Those are the risks. Okay. Number 7 was the one that I was really like, okay, this is interesting. What principles will guide the Federal Reserve's consideration of a CBDC? Any U.S. CBDC should, among other things, provide benefits to households, businesses, and the overall economy that exceed any cost and risk. Yield such benefits more effectively than alternative methods. Complement rather than replace. They keep telling us that it's going to complement rather than replace current forms of money and methods for providing financial services. Protect consumer privacy. Protect against criminal activity and have broad support from key stakeholders. Now here's the doozy, because this was the thing in all of the videos that you all sent Miss Aurorah. Would a CBDC protect my privacy? Any CBDC would need to strike an appropriate balance between safeguarding the privacy rights of consumers and affording the transparency necessary to deter criminal activity. Because remember, there's a lot of things that we can't do at the bank right now because money laundering. They accuse the average citizen of money laundering. There's things that the average citizen can't do, at the bank because people money launder. Protecting consumer privacy is critical. As noted in Money and Payments, the US dollar in the age of digital transformation. Let me just tell the secure entrepreneurs. That's a PDF that you can get off of the Federal Reserve .gov. It was last updated in 2022. Okay, so I would get that. I think it's 40 pages. I do have it. All right. Analysis to date suggests that a potential CBDC should be intermediated. Under an intermediated model, the private sector would offer accounts or digital wallets to facilitate the management of CBDC holdings. Now, this is where I pause just a little bit. Okay, let me go back. Under an intermediated model, the private sector, let me go back. Under an intermediated model, the private sector would offer accounts or digital wallets to facilitate the management of CBDC holdings and payments. An intermediated model would facilitate the use of the private sector's existing privacy and identity management frameworks. Financial institutions in the United States are subject to robust rules that are designed to combat, money laundering and the financing of terrorism. Okay, so they keep staying on this. A CBDC would need to be designed to comply with these rules. In practice, this would mean that a CBDC intermediary would need to verify the identity of a person assessing CBDC, just as banks and other financial institutions currently verify the identities of their customers. Well, we all know that we can't go anywhere to transact any real business without verifying our identities, right? So one of the things that all of the individuals in these videos that you all were sending me, all of the individuals were saying that this thing, the CBDCs and the app, well, I'm going to get on that, would basically, it's another form of a spyware where you are monitored, where you would be cut off. If you buy something that they don't like you to buy, you get the access to your money is cut off. Things like that. Like the things that they're saying in these videos would be very scary to people, especially senior people. Okay, now the part about the wallet there, I was like, now that's very interesting. But notice that they're telling you about the private sector. And many of the secured entrepreneurs are constantly, when we're working together, are always saying, you wish that when you hear the buzzword private sector, that they would explain who or what the private sector is. And we always have to have a discussion about that, because most people in the public, they can go on and read all of this and they really don't know what they are referring to. They really don't know, right? Okay, so that was a little, I was like, yeah, they could give more explanation on that. However, the app, in one of the videos, the one video where the gentleman is offering at the end of this whole presentation, telling you that you ain't gonna have no paper money, this is all, they're gonna do all this stuff to you. The solution that they offer to you is to begin to invest in this crisis coin. This crisis coin. And he begins to tell you about this app called FedNow. And he tells you that everyone who is going to be forced to use the CBDC will have to use an app called FedNow, where your CBDCs will be held and stored, and that's when you're going to have to use your central bank digital coins. The person in the video saying that's the app, right? It's all right. Now I go back to the Federal Reserve.gov and I say, okay, what is the FedNow app? Okay, because I did see an app in the App Store. I thought, okay, well, what is this app for? Okay, well, here's what the Federal Reserve has to say about the FedNow app. Is FedNow replacing cash? Is it a central bank digital currency? No. FedNow is not related to a digital currency. FedNow is a payment service the Federal Reserve is making available for banks and credit unions to transfer funds. It is like other Federal Reserve payment services, such as FedWire and FedACH. The FedNow service is neither a form of currency nor a step toward eliminating any form of payment, including cash. The FedNow service is an instant payment service provided by the Federal Reserve, launching in July 2023. And let Ms. Aurorah tell the secure entrepreneurs that in this video, the gentleman is saying that starting July 2023, there will be no more cash. And everybody's going to have to run to this FedNow app to use the CBDCs, okay? This is what you all were sending, Ms. Aurorah, all right? So the Federal Reserve.gov is telling you that, yes, true indeed, the FedNow service is launching July 2023. It sure is. FedNow will be available to depository institutions such as banks and credit unions in the United States and will enable individuals and businesses to send instant payments through their depository institution accounts. Instant payments allow individuals and businesses to send and receive payments within seconds at any time of the day, on any day of the year, so that the receiver of a payment can use the funds almost instantly. The Federal Reserve has made no decision on issuing a central bank digital currency, CBDC, and would only proceed with the issuance of a CBDC with an authorizing law. Testifying before the House Financial Services Committee in March 2023, Chair Powell said a central bank digital currency is something we would certainly need congressional approval for. Now, this was back in April. This was April 2023. Okay. So remember, Mr. Aurorah told you that when I first researched it. This is all that the Federal Reserve is saying, that they have not made a decision about the CBDC yet, right? Okay, now moving forward. So we have dispelled the FedNow. We have dispelled the CBDC replacing the cash for right now. Once again, we don't know what the Federal Reserve is going to do. We cannot say what the Federal Reserve is going to do. However, what Ms. Aurorah is telling you, because now I'm going to get on to phase 3. The solution in all of these videos is for people to invest in cryptocurrency, these particular coins that no one knows anything about, no one has ever heard anything about, okay? And they're talking about decentralized banking. Well, everybody here in the secure entrepreneur movement knows that Miss Aurorah is an OG Bitcoinian. Okay? And till this moment, Miss Aurorah has not found a way to exchange Bitcoin outside of the traditional bank. Miss Aurorah has not found a way to exchange Bitcoin without creating a taxable event. Everyone here in the Secure Entrepreneur movement knows that Miss Aurorah has been hodling Bitcoin, okay? Because Bitcoin is taxed as property. So that means to me that I'm not going to go around spending Bitcoin, because everyone here in the Secure Entrepreneur movement knows that we believe in compound interest. We believe in investing. We believe in legacy wealth, right? We believe in assets, not liabilities, okay? So why is it that these people in the videos would be encouraging people to invest in what should be an asset as a solution to there being no more paper money? It just does not make sense, because until somebody, and please comment below, secured entrepreneurs, can tell me how it is you are able to just come out here and utilize your cryptocurrency without really losing out. Because remember something, it's an investment. It's an investment. So it really just doesn't make sense. You can use your Bitcoin to buy some things. People who accept Bitcoin, we all know that. People accept the Bitcoin, all right? That's, to me, never made any sense. Doesn't make any sense, okay? People are doing it. People think it's a great idea because they understand, they love the idea of having a decentralized bank. They bought into the idea of cryptocurrency because of the idea of a decentralized bank, and that's okay. All right, it's an investment for Miss Aurorah and everyone who Miss Aurorah deals with, who we are working with this cryptocurrency together. Okay, and all of the secure entrepreneurs know that I don't invest in any of these other coins. Okay, that I don't know anything about, and we all know that a lot of these places and people ended up not here on the planet with us, ended up incarcerated. People lost millions of dollars, okay? It's not a game, it's not a joke. We all have to be very mindful. Here's where I'm going next. Because in every video that you all sent Miss Aurorah, the code word was global reset. And I hope that YouTube doesn't have a problem with me saying that in this video, okay? Because I want to remind some of the secured entrepreneurs that this was being said some time ago when Saddam Hussein was executed. There was this big thing. Oh, start investing in the Iraqi dinar. And somehow, I still can't figure out how the Vietnamese dung got caught up in that. But start investing in this Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dung, because that currency is going to revalue, and that is going to be the global reset. People all over, everywhere, was buying the Iraqi dinar, the Vietnamese dung, holding it, stashing it, was in groups, having calls, and guess what? Every Thursday, the money was supposed to revalue. Every Thursday, the money was revaluing, and it never revalued. But that was supposed to be the global reset. And it was so interesting how, once again, how were people in the United States supposed to cash in two foreign currencies? Oh, they were supposed to call a special number to a bank. And when you dialed the special number to the bank, they knew that you had the currency, and they were going to give you a time and a place to come and bring your currency, and they were going to give you all this money. And we do know that you can barely go to the bank and get $5,000 cash out. Go ahead and roll up at the bank and see if you can get $2,000, $3,000. You probably can't. I know you can't get $10,000. I tried it one time. I tried it for a client, senior citizen, who was like, I don't want that paper check. I don't want, and I kept saying, Mr. Stevens, you have to get a certified bank check, sir. He was half blind, and he was yelling at the lady, I want my money. I want it now. She was like, sir, we don't have it here. Why is that? I gave it to you. And they kept trying to tell him it was not going to happen. So we had to call his nurse and give him a little pill, and he calmed down. He took that check and we went and handled his affairs. But point is, we already know you can't go in there and get your cash like that. So why did people believe that they was going to take this foreign currency into the bank and get millions of dollars? Very interesting, isn't it? Now, why is Mr. Aurorah sharing this story about the dinar and the dung? Because this whole thing is sounding very similar. There are too many people, because you guys sent I saw 5 videos. I watched 5 videos. And in all 5 videos, there was the same exact language. And in each video, the solution was to invest in some form of cryptocurrency, and each of them had a particular type of coin that they were asking you to invest in. Okay, so I'm going to say that the videos that Mr. Aurorah saw are falling in the scam category. All right, phase 4 of this video. Thank you very much, secured entrepreneurs. Now, for the questions that came in with 2 of the videos about if in fact, okay, you got to do this whole digital thing. Well, first of all, we've been doing a digital thing. That's just the fact of the matter. If you're using a debit card, you're doing a digital thing. You're using a credit card, you're doing a digital thing. The reality stands here that you must have your legal entities in place. Because remember something, like I was saying a few moments ago, anytime you're investing in the cryptocurrency, Ms. Aurorah has always taught the secured entrepreneurs that you don't have any business doing any of that in your own name. You already know that these are taxable events. You must have a pass-through tax entity to begin to invest in those things anyway, okay? And the tax passes through to a tax-exempt entity. Hello. For those of you who are visiting Ms. Aurorah in the Secured Entrepreneur Movement, please go down below and get the Entrepreneur's Legacy Wealth Checklist, okay? If you are totally new to what's really going on, because in the event that, yes, the government decides to switch up on people, because there's some other updates Ms. Aurorah has to give the Secured Entrepreneur Movement, okay? We do have some updates. I have to be really open with y'all. There are some updates, okay? However, in the event that there's some things that do switch up, remember something. This is commerce. You must operate within an entity, okay? So we want to operate within the correct entities, okay? And the entities must be properly structured, okay? So again, if in fact you are new to this, you go to the Entrepreneur's Legacy Wealth Checklist so you can get the training. That is the training, and the checklist goes with the training so that you understand what Miss Aurorah is telling you that you need to do, the things that you need to start putting in place, okay? If you're new, you don't know what the heaven is going on, start there, all right? Now, for most of you who've been following Miss Aurorah, you already know I'm the trust goddess, all right? You already know that trust run the world, okay? So in the event that, oh, they're about to get funny on us, we already know. Here's where I'm going. The 3 of the videos, they started talking about they're going to come and confiscate your gold like they did back in 19 something. And you know, Miss Aurorah was falling out because y'all know how I feel about the precious metals, right? So I was like, oh my God, right? Okay. So that's why I was like, okay, let me read on Federal Reserve, okay. And they told us clearly they're not trying to do any of that. But that's just what they're saying now. We really don't know, right? Okay, so in any event, asset protection. If you have not taken the Trust Basics course, get in the links below. Get the Trust Basics course. Begin to educate yourself. Get on Miss Aurorah's calendar. Let's make it happen. Okay, that's what Miss Aurorah wants to share with the secured entrepreneurs today. Please, okay? It's okay to keep up with what's being said out there, but start doing the investigation, all right? Start doing the investigation. When you hear them talk about certain things, like these apps, like I'm telling you, go to these websites, see what they're talking about. Okay, don't get in a state of panic because Miss Aurorah was panicking. I called about 4 people. Okay, I was like, oh my God, right? Okay, all right. So you all know you can find Miss Aurorah at AurorahDayConsulting.com. And until next time, ta-ta.